Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be working on your calf flexibility, which, as we mentioned back in the one for our toes and our feet, how important that calf flexibility is because of the shoes we wear, wearing our heels all the time, that kind of thing. It's also going to help later on whenever you're working on yogi squats, just whenever you sink your bottom all the way down towards the floor. So let's get started. Grab a washcloth, a towel. Doesn't have to be anything really big because it's going to go underneath part of our feet. So when we start out, don't make it as thick as you do later on. Something you can play with as you work on these stretches. Place it down on the ground. You're going to put your foot over it. So it's the mound of your toes might be a little bit on it, the arch of your feet, but your heels and your toes themselves are both on the mat. And just slowly lower on to the heels. Grab blocks, a chair. If you're flexible, you might be able to reach the floor, whatever works for you. We're going to bend our knees, hands on the blocks, and then practice with your legs bent and then with them straight. And feel the difference in your body for those stretches. Just play with it, going back and forth between the two. And if you need to go in and make it the roll a little tighter, a little bit more of a roll, go ahead and do that now, since you see what it feels like, what we're doing. And then go back to the bending and straightening of your legs. You're going to feel it in your calves, but you're also going to feel it some in the soles of your feet. It kind of gives it a little massage for you. It's a twofer. You're doing this, imagine grounding down into the mat with your inner and outer foot. So along here, lifting up through your arch, and that's going to give space in your front of your ankle so then you're not bent like this. We don't want that. Bend from your knees. And straighten. You feel more comfortable there? Go ahead. Place your hands on your hips and come up. We're going to go pigeon-toed. So turn your heels in, your toes out. Make sure your knees are lining up with your feet as you do this. Bend your knees to get down to the blocks or your chair. And then bend and straighten again. When you're doing this, also lift up and activate your inner thighs. And think about kind of spinning them backwards. Also help tighten up your glutes some and help those activate. Just bend and straighten. Take your time with these small movements. Just feel how it feels in your body, the difference between your legs straight, your feet straight, and then with them turned out. Go ahead, bend your legs, come on up. Using your hands if you need to. And we're going to turn our toes in. So we're not kneed is what we always called it. Make sure your knees are pointing in as well. Feet still over that blanket, your towel. Bend your knees to get down there to your blocks or your chair. Activate those inner and outer feet. Activate your inner thigh. And bend and straighten again. See if you can feel a difference now compared to the first two options. Take it nice and slow. You find like a sticky spot where you feel a little bit more of a stretch. Maybe hang out in those positions a little. Go ahead and bend your knees, place your hands on your thighs, and help push yourself up. Another option you can always do as you further advance along and want another challenge, you can place the mounds of your toes on the mat, on your little towel. And so then the soles and your heels are what's on the floor, and run through the same set of exercises with bending and straightening your legs, with your feet facing forward and with them out at the angle in your pigeon toe, and pointed out as well in the little duck feet. It's a great way to stretch those calves. Take your time with these moves. These are also something else that you can do just as you're hanging out watching TV. You can grab your blanket, roll it up, and give this a shot. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Love you all.